my name is Shruti and welcome to my channel. Thank you for stopping by. I will not pakav anybody. Let me tell you what I'm going to do today. I am going to recommend books. So I am recommending a total of 6. And I don't have self-help books in the lot. It's no reason. So let's get started with the videos. The first recommendation is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. You might be wondering मेरे पास 2 books क्यों है? It's because I accidentally ordered another book on Amazon, and let me tell you, it is priced for rupees 80 or 90, and this book is too good. It is a British classic, and actually I read it on Storytel. Well, I heard it on Storytel, and I think the experience of reading this book is way better on Storytel while you listen to it, because the accents and the manner of speaking, it is all just spot on when you listen on Storytel. So I would highly recommend, if you are wanting to start reading, or want to enhance your experience, you want to start reading, you just might download Storytel because it is lush. So let me tell you a little bit about this book. Okay, the novel is about a family called the Bennets, which has Mr. Bennet, Mrs. Bennet, and their 5 daughters. So Mrs. Bennet wants all of their daughters to be married well off, that means rich, and to live happily ever after. So there's Mr. Bingley and his friend Mr. Darcy. Mr. Bingley is very charismatic, charming person, and Mr. Darcy is known to be proud and arrogant. But over the course of time, I think Mr. Darcy has this. We come across his character transformation, which is not actually character transformation. It is just who he was, and he wasn't an extroverted person. So that also will come across this book. I don't want to give a lot away, but I'll tell you that their stories and their interactions and the whole Britishness, if that's a word, in this book is just so enjoyable. It's a very enjoyable read. Their personal lives, their intricacies, their personal details, everything is mentioned so nicely in this book. And the female protagonist, which is Elizabeth Bennet, is definitely one of my favorite female protagonists. Mr. Darcy, and after watching the movie, I think Mr. Darcy was very well framed in my head, and Mr. Darcy is just one of those men you would really want, and Mr. Darcy is just so gorgeous. I would really love Mr. Darcy, just so you know. Actually, there's a movie that is also just released on Netflix, and I loved watching it. Really recommend. If you are not interested in reading, I don't think you will be watching this video anyway, but then I would really recommend this story to be passed on everywhere, and I will give Pride and Prejudice 5 stars, hands down. So my next recommendation is Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I mean, everybody knows about this book. The movie is great, but there's something about reading this book which actually I felt like I was connected to the characters. So this book is written by the point of view of this female protagonist, which is Hazel Grace Lancaster, and the male protagonist is Augustus Waters, who is loved by everybody, and he's this adorable young boy, but both of them have cancer, and the story is about how they met and how they kind of had an influence in each other's life with that condition. I think this book is, and the special part about the novel is their love. They were just proud of what they had, that they had each other and their love. So they were very proud of that love, and that is what makes this book like one of my favorite, because just be proud of what you are and what you have. So I think that, and well, for me it's a 5-star book, yeah. So the next book that we talk about is, the next book that I talk about is Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. So this is a story of 2 young people, Lou and Will Trainer. Will was paralyzed because of this motorcycle accident that had happened, and he was once very active and very full of life, but then after this happened, and he eventually isn't very high on life and isn't very eager on accepting new things or going forward in such case. And he was Lou, which is this woman who is caretaking for this man, and she is very much full of life, and then eventually they fall in love, and she's actually trying to stop him from performing euthanasia, which is taking her life essentially. And I won't give much of it away, but this book also is like really funny. It's gripping. It's a story about life and death, not necessarily, but it's somewhere between. And this book is actually very unique, and I really am looking forward to reading the sequel, which is After You. Also, there's a movie, and these are the characters in the movie. I forgot their names. I'm very bad at remembering names for some reason. FYI. So this is After You, and I'm yet to read it, and obviously if I like it, I'll give a shout out to the book as if okay. And for me, again, I don't remember if I said it, but 5 stars, definitely 5 stars. And FYI, I've got 2 copies of this book too. It was also accidental, but then it ended up to be one of my favorites, so never mind, nobody's bothered. So the next and one of the greatest mystery novel authors, wow. Anyway, so one of the greatest mystery novel author, Agatha Christie's book. I think there's something special about Agatha Christie's novel because there's a lot of guesswork, and I have 2 recommendations, and those will be the last recommendations, which is And Then There Were None. It's brainstorming, yeah. It is. I'll tell you the story. So there are 10 people in total who are deserted from their lives and put in an island by means of a letter. They are actually cut off from the world, so they aren't supposed to go out the island, and there's no phone calls and stuff. One of these 10 people is the murder. Sorry, one of these 10 people is the murder. Hi Ram. Murderer. Okay, one of these 10 people is the murderer, and people kept dying. Like there were 10, and then were 9, 8, 7, 6. It's a grim mystery novel, and I don't want to give a lot away, but then I'm telling you, it is very interesting. And then you yourself are thinking, oh, this could be the murder, but then this person dies, and then you are like, oh, this could be the murder. And there's a movie based on this. You should definitely go and watch the movie. Or for me, it's a 4.5 stars. And this was my first Agatha Christie novel, and the next novel is The Murder on Orient Express. And this story is based in the year 1934, and there's this murder happened on the train. Like it was very urgent to find out who is the murderer, because if you don't, then obviously there are people. I mean, if the murderer is unknown, then there are chances that he could be like a serial killer and stuff. So it keeps you engaged, and in the end, I think the end is what it just hit me in the heart. It's because it was something. I mean, I've never like felt in while reading a mystery book, which was emotions. So, I mean, you read mystery book for entertainment, right? Mostly, and for like suspense and all of that. But then in this book, in the end, I think there were like emotions attached. So I found that part very like exquisite for this particular book. So I would really suggest to read The Murder on Orient Express. And that is the end to my short video. If you all like it, then please hit the subscribe button and like the video and comment if you all want to, and I'll see you next time. Bye.